Let's talk about it, my boy.
Hey, my mate. Man, there was a lot of sport over the weekend, but one game ain't no one talking about. It blows my mind.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. You want to tell me what you're talking about there?
Man, I'm glad that I could win my first trophy or your first trophy with you, lad. Hey, we did it together.
One of the biggest games I've ever been a part of, Brook.
The intensity, I tell you,
What
through
are
the
you
roof.
guys talking about?
Oh,
Marc,
Matua.
what are we talking about?
It took place Sunday evening. The Great Rec Centre off Dominion Road.
Some of the
Indoor
greats.
sports entertainment.
Some of the greats have walked through those doors.
There's a big photo that's going to back this chat up too.
Oh, boom!
Your boys went to work in social netball.
Yeah,
The
you
grand
did.
final,
Yeah,
boys.
you
Oh,
did.
now, can I tell you, the word social needs to get rid of. They need to get rid of that.
Oh, there's nothing social about it.
There's this unspoken pressure where everyone's kind of chill, but at the same time, it's like this beast mode that it's just waiting to pounce.
Oh, we had a gallery down one end.
Can I just ask, can you
Wasn't
name
for us.
some of, well, who was on your roster, just real quick?
Oh, the roster was us too.
I mean,
We had a few netballers. We had Simon Nathan,
Oh, come
at the back there.
Kayla Johnson,
Oh, come on.
Nah, she was a bit of a liability, but hey,
Wow.
Darrell.
Durrell was good.
We had Tip Friday just up there getting rebounds of doom.
Also, Tip Friday, special shout out because I think we should put his name forward to potentially be a part of the New Zealand indoor netball men's team.
Oh.
I don't know how we make a petition for that, but that man can.
He is
Do you
a
call it a
player.
hoop? We were missing a couple players. We were missing a couple silver ferns. Shout out to Peta Toyava.
Pizza Toyaba.
She wasn't there this week. She's probably our MVP. And Phoenix Karaka was there.
Yeah.
Barking instructions from the sideline. I don't know if anyone else has played indoor netball before, been getting barked at by a silver fern, but it's a daunting thing to go through.
Right, before we get into the show, I just want to say my boy here to the right, he was shooting the lights out, Matua.
Oh, lad, don't do that.
He was a straight bucket in the biggest game of the year,
Love it.
and I couldn't be more proud. So on that note, let's get into the show, baby. Let's go.
As social champs,
Play on.
Round two.
my mate to the left here, one heck of a career you've had, man.
To be able to be in this space, announce my retirement.
LeBron James, a shot in history.
And the Panthers have done it again. 4 premierships in a row.
A black wave pouring through Paris 2024. Back to black. New Zealand champions.
Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone!
6 of the best from Auckland FC.
We need a halfback.
I'm not playing.
I'm in, baby. I'm in.
Play on.
That's 6 of the best. I don't know if we need the 6 of the best one. I only really just noticed that. What up, fam? We are back for another week of Play On. This is the review week, or it's the review show. There's a lot to get through, but we are back for another week. Shout out to Betcha. Shout out to YOUKNOWMEDIA for making this possible. It's a big week with a lot to get through. Some good sport. Also, the biggest contract in NRL history.
I know, bro.
Was
So much
signed.
to come out of the weekend.
Woo, there
How
was a
good is
lot.
it that we're back for 2 shows a week this year?
Oh, there was a lot.
We've got a review
and a
to
preview.
debunk everything that we've seen over the weekend and our picks in particular through Betcha. And then also later in the week, we get excited for the weekend sport ahead, where we
Has
go
it
head to head.
Changed, out of curiosity, has it changed your guys' watching habits? Like now, these games that are happening, and you guys know that
Yeah, man.
you're up for it.
Well, I went to Chris Stapleton on Friday night, and I was actually so close to packing it in so I could watch the Tigers and the Knights.
Yeah, and I probably is the first time in my life I've ever watched the Tigers play. So I was on the couch watching that one very closely.
Bro, edge of your seat though, wasn't
Oh
it?
my God, and just when I thought, hang on, I've made the pick of the century right here. KP just decided to do KP things and put the Knights on his back once again. So it is, though. It's cool watching the I guess, whatever sport with just a little bit of something to it.
Yeah.
That's the key. That's the key element.
That's
there.
another good week, lad. Another good. Marc, what's going on though? We got a big show.
We do indeed. We've got a big show. Of course, we will go through your Betcha matchups and what you guys have been picking. And
talking
it's
about
not
Xavier
great
too.
news. It's not great news for you, Shaun.
Yeah.
After 2 weeks in the competition. Remember, if you are a Betcha Whānau member, make sure you do gamble responsibly. And we've also got the grid. And we're going to get you to break down some plays, Shaun. There's something inexcusable happening in the NRL when it comes to some teams just get a head start, and we don't know how.
Break
It's
it
just
down now.
diabolical how you've got a couple of teams that want to come in round one and act like it's mid-season form already, or they're preparing for the finals. It's just so rude of them to do that to the rest of the competition. So we'll get into that a little later.
Awesome. But without further ado, let's get straight into our Betcha matchups. We'll review what you guys picked last week and
Ale,
where
Boomba,
we're at
yeah.
right now. Here we have it, gentlemen. After 2 weeks, it is Brook and Brook up 2-0 on the season.
I don't like that. I don't like seeing this bloke's mug across the bottom of the screen like that.
It's almost dancing as well.
It is. It's in my face.
Yeah.
What happens if we go the whole year and Shaun doesn't get a dub?
Imagine that.
That's down trail. That's down trail material.
Imagine that. Right, let's start up matchup number 1, and it was, of course, Tigers Knights. Shaun, you liked the idea of the Tigers taking that one out, and they were just pipped. The Knights 10-8. Thoughts?
Just pipped. Just pipped. I reckon, though, we are onto something with Jerome Luai at the Tigers. Hey, let's give them their flowers. I thought it was a drastic improvement. They played a good style too, and a gritty style. It was a real gritty game, real close game. But ultimately, I thought the difference was, Kalen Ponga. He come up with some plays, bro, and it's like sometimes
He's so good, bro.
Everyone knows KP for the way he moves on his feet, what he does with the footy. But some of his defensive efforts and the way he doubled up on them, he makes a tackle, he's at the ruck, he's pushing people left, right, and centre, and he's out the back to cover up a kick, and then puts a little bit of a crank to get out the in goal. Like, it's so impressive, bro, and you can only help but admire and applaud it. So I'm not mad about that one. You know, I backed the Tigers, and I like that I backed them, but they just came up short. But
Man, they look good for 62 minutes, though.
Well,
like I said, I went to Chris Stapleton. I had to listen to some You're as smooth
okay.
as Tennessee whiskey. And that's how I felt about, I mean, maybe it wasn't as smooth for Jerome Luai, but they were winning for 62 minutes. And then you're right. It's that KP show at the very end. Dazzle, whack, You see what you see, but he's absolutely incredible.
And again, boys,
every dollar.
time in the saddle. Time in the saddle, all right? You got Lockie Galvin, you got Jerome Luai, a new halves pairing. Jerome stepping into that, I guess, main character energy role permanently, where it's just going to take him a little bit of time, but really liked what I saw. And even just having the NRL back.
Bro,
regular programming. How good is it?
Round 1, what a man! It tossed up the haves and have-nots pretty early. Do you know what I mean? Like there were a couple of teams that came quick out the blocks. That was my takeaways. But what was yours, Shaun?
Yeah, well, seeing the Broncos and the Storm go to work how they did was fairly
good, man.
Like, Broncos were just ridiculous. Like, how they've got Adam Reynolds and Ben Hunt as their halves, and you got someone like Reece Walsh out the back that just can inject himself off the back of a Ford pack with Payne Haas and Paddy Carrigan in it. It's like they've got all the ingredients in this pot right now, and it did not look like it was round 1 to them. And then you can say the exact same for the Storm down there in Melbourne. Last game of the round, they just go, you know what? You think you like what you're seeing yesterday? You think you're pretty happy sitting on the couch at home these days? We'll get a little dose of this, son. And then they just went to absolute work.
Bro, they were cooking, bro. They were in the lab.
Bro, the way that they were combining, like, obviously, like, again, time in the saddle, but you got Harry Grant, Munster, Hughes, and Pappenhausen just cooking, bro. Like, it was so impressive. One of their tries off a scrum was something that you'd expect to see round 18 after you've previewed a whole heap of teams. You know exactly what you got coming, and you got these little sort of adjustments you're making at the back end of the year, but they decided to roll it out round 1. So I'll leave it at that, because I reckon we can dive in a little bit.
It's round 1, though, lad. We'll be all right. You can't microwave greatness. We'll be all right. Come on, the Waz.
I'm definitely interested to see what everyone's take is on the Storm, and that's why a little bit later, hopefully we've got a bit of time, I can sort of get into that a little bit deeper with a little Shaun Hub, first of the year.
I like it. And big news, biggest contract. You've seen some contracts in your time, Shaun. Nothing like this, though.
Yeah. I love that, A round of applause for my man collecting the bag. Dylan Brown going up there for, 10 years?
10 years, 13 milli. Get the bag, my boy.
Get the bag, my boy. And it's a really cool thing to see coming out of our game. Like, some of the money that's getting tossed around elsewhere in other sports at the pinnacle of their sports, I might be a little biased in saying I think our game stacks up against some of the biggest in the world. Physically, durability, the length of it, what we've got to go through. So, obviously, even the money that Dylan Brown signed for, it's enormous money for what we are used to down here. But it's a bloody rookie contract in some sports up in other parts of the world still. But I'm just chuffed that that's what's coming out of our game now. And it's awesome to see what the future can hold for us. You know, some of our young players coming through and rightly deserved, bro. Dylan Brown is a gun. I don't care what anyone says.
How old is he?
He's like 22
Early
or
20s,
something.
bro.
Is he only
23.
Wow.
Been around for a while, too.
And he's one of the most competitive halves out there. You see him tracking, like, making cup. It's not necessarily what he does. It's again that standard of rubbing off on your teammates with how competitive you're going to be. And then when you've got the skill and the excellence to back that up, I reckon it's a great pickup for the Knights. I'm just interested to see who else are going to have in their team. They've got KP on 1.3. They've got Dylan Brown on 1.3. Lad, you need a pack to sort of give these guys a platform, bro. You're going to go get.
Yeah.
Happy for them, though.
Happy for them. And
You secure the bag for your family.
To be fair, in that we actually don't know the nuts and bolts. I tried to do a little bit of digging around, seeing if there was clauses in that contract, seeing if there was, release clauses, because he's currently in a contract that could have seen him at para until the 2031. But because that contract had all these clauses, he didn't make a decision by round 10 of this season, and he's gone and done that. So players don't know the club's anything. We've got to get that across there. And to see that, Dylan Brown's doing what's best for him and his.
I like
Let's
that.
go, my boy.
It'll be, that's a team of two out there at the moment with him.
Good on you, though, bro.
Same's
I've
been
seen
said about you guys on this podcast.
some shade thrown that
No
way,
way,
bro.
Martin.
Good on you, brother.
All right, pushing out to Super Rugby, and Brook threw it all on the line and backed Moana Pacifica against his Hurricanes, his city.
Hell yeah.
And look what he did. He managed to pick up the win with that. 40 points to 31 in a game that Moana Pacifica turned up and looked different in Harbour Stadium. Brook, you take out that. You were there?
Bro, I was there, and I'll be honest with you, it's a weird one to feel good about. It's like,
Here we go.
I was going to say like passion your cousin, but
Nope.
some people actually enjoy that, so yeah. So I can't really. It was for me. I was going like, I love to watch Artie, and he's incredible. But that has always been my team. Like it's the Hurricanes, and there was just that weird intersection that I found myself at. But then I just went like a little bit further, going past all of that. And as I was watching, I just thought, I've seen some fumbles in my life, but the Hurricanes management, none of this goes towards the boys. None of this goes towards the players. The Hurricanes management have fumbled the bag in the biggest possible way. You have let the face of the franchise, knowing that Geordie's leaving and TJ's leaving, just walk out and go and join Moana, which I'm so proud of him for doing. But
Yeah.
he's moving bigger than rugby at the moment. As we were there, it was like a press conference for Artie, because we're watching the game and I'm looking at everyone's phones. They're all zoomed up on Artie when he's there. Then they ask the fans, "Who you guys here to see?" Artie Savia. The footage when he's not playing in the second half on this big screen. Try, boom, cuts to Artie. Like everything is based around Artie, and I just think to myself, Hurricanes that could have, should have, would have been you to have the greatest player in the world walk out your doors. You just fumbled the bag so badly. And
That was a long way of getting to the point that you picked a winner there, Brook, though. But
it's more of a passion for me at the
it's
moment.
a passion.
Yeah, it's a passion.
You're back to boy.
He lost me after he said it's like passion your cousin.
True.
Couldn't follow anything else after that.
What is I think it's a storyline though that rugby desperately needs, but probably not the storyline that NZR wants.
Nah, not at all.
Do you know what I mean?
I
Because
think
it's not their team.
it's not their team, and that's the one. It's not their team, and I think now he's opened eyes. Artie would have gone. Well, I'd imagine there's other boys who go, frick, I want to go and play there too. Like it was a vibe while we were there. Like the crowd was great. Obviously they won. It was a vibe while we were there too.
I don't know about them being based at Harbour though, I don't know
No.
about them playing out in North. Obviously it's a great stadium, but yeah, I'm not too sure what the solution is there. I just don't know if that's the right spot for them.
I 100% agree with you. I just don't know what the answer to
Yeah.
that is.
Build
Mount
in their own
Smart.
facility. If
Brook
we're going to
lives out
do
on
it,
the
let's
shore.
do it.
Brook likes it. He lives out on the
I
shore.
mean, it was close for me. I was grateful for it, but
These shore dwellers.
how
I
do you
think
let the greatest player in the world walk out your doors?
my takeaway from the Super Rugby round was if the Crusaders aren't playing, none of the New Zealand teams can win. They all lost, which was, which is the first time in a long time. Australian
refreshing.
teams, yeah,
It's
Australian
refreshing.
teams are up
And
there.
maybe it's good for
Shout out
rugby,
to
hey,
Draw.
Matua. Maybe it's good for rugby.
Shout out to Drura for winning that one too, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a fan of the Chiefs, but that was dope.
All right, moving through, Shaun, you picked up your first dub. That was on the Kiwi slot race. You went with the field over the favourites. The favourite was Evaporate at $1.35, and it wasn't to be.
Yeah.
In fact, it was Damask Rose.
Yeah,
who came through.
I must say, like, I'm happy with that, obviously, getting my face up on the tally. It's nice to see that I didn't get whitewashed. But I was a little bit disappointed in myself when I found out that I was a part of the advertisement for this race, and I had no idea about it. And I went away and did a little bit of digging. I'm not going to bore you guys because the race happened. Yeah, I won that pick. That's all good. But what I did find interesting, right, was that for the horses to be in this race, they've got to be conceived and bred in New Zealand. But then they're also allowed to go overseas to be trained.
Oh.
Which I found quite okay. It's a little bit interesting. And the cap on it's 3-year-olds, right? So it's the best 3-year-olds in the country, essentially, that get to put in this race. And I am better for
Wait, those horses are 3?
3, bro. Yeah. Just for this race in particular. Just for this Kiwi slot race.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the best 3-year-olds in the nation.
Come on, Winter, sort it out.
So there you go. There's my little take. Hopefully you learn a little something there with with your boy.
Beautiful. Shaun, you got your face back out on the TV as well in the UFC in that matchup because Brook went ahead and took Pereira, who ended up losing. Did you guys watch the fight?
I did.
We should have seen the clues when we were in the UFC gym.
This is how big our Sunday was. How big our match was. We're in the GF of a social netball team, and we had one of our friends, Dylan. She was at the baseline holding the phone up against the net for us so we could watch it.
This is how competitive you
how
guys
good-
are.
Bro, we had to know, bro. We had to know.
We had to know, but yeah, by all accounts, obviously it was unanimous. And of course, there's always going to be the naysayers that go, oh, you know, Pereira robbed, whatnot. But to me, if it's unanimous, it's kind of like, how can you actually argue that?
I went back and watched it.
Oh, here we go.
I did. Neeks is here, but he's our UFC guy.
Here we go.
It was like it felt for me like comfort and hunger. You know, like
It's better than passion, your cousin. So
It
you're
just
off to a good
felt like
start.
the hunger
Sorry.
wasn't there. You know, like you hear all these stories about how he's been in Sydney, and you always hear like the silk sheets. And man, this is Alex Pereira. This is the scariest
How
dudes
long
in the
can
world.
you stay?
The scariest dudes in the world. But man, when you have that hunger and that drive, and he was fighting through Ramadan, and so just this comfort and hunger is what I thought when I was watching that fight.
We need to clip that. We'll clip that and put that next to put to the Lakers win the NBA Finals. Pereira's lost the hunger.
Pereira has
He's
lost
done.
the hunger. He's done.
He's done.
We'll
He's
see.
lost his hunger.
I stand
We'll
by
see.
that Lakers one. though.
UFC though, boys. UFC. I tell you what, I'm a big fan of the UFC.
Here
Really
we
big
go,
fan.
bro.
Here we
So I
go.
just want to make a little apology in advance. If I'm a little absent in a few weeks' time, that's all I'll say. That's
Is
all
that
I'll
all
say.
you're going to say?
That's
You're
all
allude
I'll
to?
say. I don't know. There might be UFC Miami on or something happening over those parts that, you know.
There's gonna be UFC at your house. Your wife ain't gonna let you leave soon, brother.
That's so true.
Must be nice. All right, and finally, of course, we went NBA and Brook. You picked yourself up the dub and the dub for the week on this result. We were saying, will the Mavericks hold on to the number 10 spot, aka the play-in spot for the Western Conference, or will Phoenix take it off them over the last 4 games?
You bring that here.
Don't do that.
Bring
In
that
fact,
do not
in
do
that
that.
here,
matchup,
mate.
If you want to answer this question with that energy, you will be exposed.
Whose face is on there?
This is crazy. You couldn't even back your own pick.
There's a picture of my face.
You couldn't even back this own pick.
What the hell?
We don't know everything. Our audience, our MVPs, we apologise. Because Brook actually was into me about this pick. And now he wants to sit there like it was all methodically answered.
All
and
I
he was,
see
he was,
is a
he was across the whole thing.
picture
All right?
My face.
Far out.
That's
Some things I can't cop in life.
another dub for me. All right. Yeah, no, beautiful.
speaking of not
Hold
copying,
on.
can we
Oh
just,
no, that's my face.
can we just double down on those who are still invested in our fantasy league? Yeah, we've
Oh,
got
bro,
our
the
NBA
integrity's
Finals.
lost.
we don't
in
need
that
to do this. Here we
friggin'
go.
What has happened there? We've had someone throw toys and drop players, and Shaun, somehow you've ended up with absolute. You got Cunningham. Like that's the
Oh,
nicest
well,
way.
okay. So
yeah.
I'm sorry that I just happened to be on my phone and I actually have like notifications on.
Okay.
And I will say this also. I wasn't the only one to pick up a player that one of our members in our fantasy team dropped.
Okay.
And I actually did state as well. I would actually feel kind of stink if I did just go and swoop everyone he dropped.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys just
a
gonna be
man
on
of
the
morals.
polls.
Well, guys,
yeah, and then I walk
that's
in
a
here
man
and
of
you guys.
morals.
Then I walk in here, you guys are sitting there playing PlayStation. So don't act like you guys are busy.
We were trialing a new game.
No, twiddling your thumbs playing
Can I
Journal
be
on the
honest?
rugby.
Can I be honest? Because I know that they listen to this. As long as one of us 3 win, I don't give a damn.
I'm not playing that. I think it should be nice and fair for
Yeah,
everybody.
no,
Thanks,
like you're
Brook.
the only one with that energy,
Yeah,
bro.
that's terrible.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Terrible energy. Oh, well, that's us. The Betcha
damn.
picks are all in, and it is Brook who is 2-0 up over the season.
out.
Man, this could be an unassailable lead. You got to get into it, Shaun.
Yeah, I'll get there.
show up.
I'll bounce back.
Play on in partnership with BNZ. Play on.
All right, team. I reckon for the first of many this season, we're going to do Shaun Hub a little bit different this time. And I just want this to be a little bit more of a conversation going off the back of what we alluded to around our brief NRL discussion.
Yep.
And diving into what makes the Storm so successful in round ones.
Break it down now.
Now, I watched this game and I went back again and watched some of the highlights and was trying to find some consistencies, some patterns into what they were doing that was working so well. Now, I remember at the time when I was watching the game, I was thinking, man, these guys are just moving at a speed that's just far faster, like far more purposeful than what the Eels were. moving at.
56 points to 18, more purposeful.
There you go. You throw up a half century on anyone, you're doing some things pretty
Especially
well.
round 1.
And round one, I just wanted to try and make it make sense because Bellamy is one of the greatest of all time. And his ability to get his side ready right from the go, no one's close to doing it like he does.
Bro,
Right?
they've won 23 in a row.
It's crazy, eh?
23 opening round one games in a row.
So what is the secret there is what we might be asking ourselves, all right? Usually early in the season, you'll hear coaches and players talk about completion. Completion and possession. First 6 rounds of the comp, it's all about that. You know, like, get your fair share of ball, boys. Don't make it any harder than you have to on yourselves. And complete really well. Don't make any unforced errors coming out of the backfield. Again, don't make it any harder on yourselves while you get your legs under you, while you get your momentum, while you get the feel for the game back.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the Storm, and I actually went through some stats, and I'm not going to say the stats verbatim for what I read, but they actually completed at a lower rate to the Eels. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. Possession was 50-50. And I'm going, okay, so what is it then? What made them perform the way they performed? And the more I'm watching, I'm just looking at their ruck, which is a Storm staple. Everyone, you mentioned the word wrestle in the NRL, people automatically attach that to the Melbourne Storm. But when we usually attach it to the Melbourne Storm, it's from a defensive aspect. And watching the game, seeing them be able to flip that narrative and value the ruck speed and winning the ruck but with the footy, to me was the difference. Their average play the ball speed was 3 seconds. Parramatta's average play the ball speed was just over 4. Now, it doesn't sound like much, but over the course of 6 tackles, it adds up. Momentum starts to build. And what you get when you lose the ruck is you get a disorganized defensive line, a passive defensive line, and a line where...
Scrambling?
A line where you're scrambling and your spaces are so inconsistent. So if you're attacking that, and you've got the quality of like a Harry Grant, Pappenhausen.
Yeah.
Do we need to really say the rest? They're licking their lips. And I just feel like, even right from the go, their first 2 tries highlighted this like better than none. They didn't look like much. People were probably sitting there at home going, oh my God, Parramatta. Like, that's a park. Like, we got better defenders down at park footy. But it's Melbourne's ability to have movement around the ball, to generate ruck speed, to fight on the ground, not let the markers get set. And the very first try, Pappenhausen comes off his left foot, inside A, but the markers aren't set. And he just takes inside shoulder and goes straight through. Gets a deflection, scores a try.
You make your own luck, though.
You make your own luck, but that's off the back of ruck speed. And markers not being set, because all preseason you do all these reps around, okay, boys, what do we do? What does second marker do? He goes short side. But it's all from stagnant rucks. It's all from very rucks that are like, okay, let's set this up. We know what we're doing. But when you get it in a game-like situation, there's a bit of pressure on you and you can't control that ruck and you get thrown into it. And you got players like Pappenhausen that are ready to expose you. You get that first try. Second try, a place on the field where we always talk about winning the ruck, inside 20, inside 10. You don't want to lose tackles down there because defensively you need to bounce off the line and get in their face. You need to try work together, get up high, shut it down. That second try looked so casual. But to me, again, Melbourne's ability to blow them apart at the play the ball.
It was quick. I remember that one.
Bro, Munster straight over the ad line. So again, you've got a ball player who is the best in the world, I would say, at getting over the ad line and getting defenders twitching. Goes straight over the ad line, skips off his left foot, skips a defender because they're passive. They haven't won the ruck, so they can't get forward. And you just got a big front row beaming through a hole. Puts him in untouched under the post. Now, simple footy early in the season is the best type of footy. And when you can score tries like that, where you get your key men in key positions with good ruck speed, it doesn't matter what shapes coming your way. It's going to be hard to stop.
Question, is ruck speed skill or is ruck speed just trust and
Just like effort.
Ruck speed is skill, but ruck speed is a mindset.
Right.
It's a selfless mindset where you're willing to play the ball fast enough for someone else to reap the rewards.
Right.
You know, you're prepared to get down, find your elbows, rip out. Don't take being slowed down.
What does find your elbows mean?
So all fours. So it's like you don't want to get rolled onto your back. Takes longer to get up. So boom, knees and elbows. Find your front. You know, easier to shrug off, easier to kick out. That's where all this work that you see teams doing with, like the Warriors with Kai Kata France. UFC learning little sweep outs,
Find
little
your
techniques
elbows,
that help
alright.
you get up quicker. It's all that sort of stuff. And just those first 2 tries, it's like it's the simple Storm but it's the ruthless Storm and the aspect that they're just executing a simple part of the game better than anyone else's at this stage of the year.
No disrespect to the Broncos and the Seagulls. They put up big scores as well. But
Broncos
it feels
look good.
like the NRL gods have put Melbourne on the bye this week just so everyone else has a chance to work on their ruck speed. But that's really interesting to hear you break it down like that, because I'm guilty of being the one on the couch just going, well, the Eels are terrible. That's as simple as I could take it. But actually that ruck speed makes a lot of sense.
And hopefully it does. Hopefully it does clear a few things up. And maybe this weekend when we're watching the games, there might be little patterns that you can pick up on when watching it, because everything our game is built on, rugby league is built on, is momentum. And things snowball faster in our sport than a lot of others, where you get play the ball speed, that leads to front foot footy, which also leads to a passive defensive line because they can't get forward on you, which leads to key men with the ball in their hands in the right parts of the field coming at you. Like, that's hard to defend. Like this year, this time of the year, I'll also say the big plays, the sweet plays, not everyone's on point with those anyway. A little bit of rust there. So when you get tries like those first two I saw from Melbourne, to me, it was like, okay, yeah, chestnut checkers, boys? Everyone thinks ruck speed, ruck control, whatever. Defensively, Melbourne are doing it with the ball.
There you go.
Break it down now. Break it
Shaun
down.
Hub, baby, we're back.
I love I got a Shaun Hub.
Play on in partnership with BNZ. Play on.
Gentlemen, welcome to the first ever grid. It is both of you taking on the grid. You will get 3 strikes if you get something wrong, and if you use up your 3 strikes without completing the grid, you lose to the grid. This week, we have the New Zealand Herald's top 10 Super Rugby players at the start of the season, the top 10 Kiwi rugby players, all right? Rugby players in the competition at the moment.
In the league.
So, you can see we'll start at 10 and work our way down to the number 1. These are New Zealand rugby players playing in Super Rugby. They're ranking them. This is off last season's results into this season.
So me and Shaun are together here.
You are together trying to pick one by one who's whom on the grid.
We're not cousins.
Do not get them wrong. Every time you get one wrong, it's a strike.
One band.
One sound, baby. Let's do it, G.
You hear that? Okay.
So number 10, you have a forward who comes from the Blues.
Okay, hold on.
But on the list, there's also a forward at number 3, Brook.
I can see that, and 2 backs. Forward, bro. If I
So let's think about the forward pack.
can I just speak my truth for a second?
Go.
Who I think
Say
it might
it
be
quickly.
I think he had a hell of a year last year. I think he brought a title back home as a captain,
Okay.
as a breather.
Yep.
He had that heroic final. Remember, he wasn't going to play. Boom, miraculous recovery.
Yeah.
Paddy Toops.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Happy with Paddy Toops?
Yeah, happy with Paddy too.
And if it's not, it's a crime. Because I think if I go number 3, can I just?
Well, we're thinking. Well, should we say it now, Matua?
Well, who do you want to lock in at 10?
Yeah, I want to lock in Paddy T. I want to lock in Paddy Toops.
Who else is ahead of him? Who's the?
Yeah,
There's some
but no,
good
the only
forwards.
one I think of is Hosk.
Yeah.
But I would.
Anyone
he would,
else?
Bro,
Yeah, I know.
He
He's
was.
him.
He was.
He's
number
Super
1
Rugby
last
him.
year. So I can't imagine it's Hosk at 10.
Nah.
And then
And
then
there's
you
no
go
one
who
else?
Then I go.
Think.
Their forward pack was their front rowers were good, but they were.
Hey, you guys,
great.
remember that time we got stuck on number 10 on the
Yeah.
grid?
Okay.
Yeah, but we've only
Nah,
we've only got 3 chances though.
Yeah. You
See what he's
created the
trying to
game.
he's trying to gas us up.
But no, let's go Paddy.
Yeah,
Come
I'll
on,
go
bro.
Paddy.
Paddy?
I'll look at Paddy
Yep.
Toops.
All right, locking in Patrick Tuipulotu.
Come on, Patrick! That's what I'm talking about.
Indeed, the New Zealand
That's a great
Herald's
start, my boy.
The New Zealand Herald's top, they did 100, but top 10 is Patrick, captain, Tuipulotu.
Come on,
and,
Skip.
Let's
there
go,
is it. So
boo-boo.
number 9,
Yeah, boo-boo's
we
in
go
there.
to the Crusaders, another forward.
Another forward.
How many good forwards do they have down
But they
there?
got 1. I mean, no, they've got more than 1. But there's 1. No, it's 2. It's either Cody Taylor, but he came
Barrett.
in late last year. So
Barrett?
it's got to be Scott Barrett.
Scott Barrett. Yeah,
Or-
let's go.
or-
Come on,
yeah,
bro.
Scott Barrett?
Let's just-
Yeah, Scott
it
Barrett.
comes- It's in our gut, bro. Let's go.
Confidence.
Yep.
Yeah.
Remember, if you get 3 wrong,
Yes.
the grid beats you.
Hurry up,
Yeah.
show us.
Yeah!
It's too easy. It is much too easy. All right, moving through, and we have the number 8 position belongs to a Chiefs player, and he is a forward.
Oh, this one's hard.
Oh.
Bro, can I just chuck out some names?
Yep.
Wallace TC. Tupovai.
There's no other Chiefs forward up there, so I'll go Wallace.
He did have a hurrah of a campaign for the All Blacks.
But was he good in Super?
But he wasn't that great in Super. Because this is coming off Super form from last year. So I reckon this is the one where we have a chance to gamble.
Who?
Super Vai. He was so good last year, bro. He was good.
Was he? I like, sometimes it's like, if I necessarily don't know, I put my hand up and I feel you're coming with something here. I'm happy with whatever you decide, my boy.
Who was the back three? Wallace. Sam Kane's gone.
Who stepped in instead of Sam Kane? The fact that the name's not coming to our mind, maybe that tells us something.
Luke. I reckon we'll go Tupo. We'll go Tupo. Let's go Tupo.
Yep. There you go, Matua.
Locking in number 8.
Yep.
Tupo.
Come on! It's too easy for us now.
Holy heckers.
It's too easy.
As you go.
Now it's getting interesting. The New Zealand Herald top 100 Super Rugby players, New Zealand Super Rugby players. We're going through the top 10 right now. Number 7, he is a outside back from the Blues.
Bro, it's easy. We got two chances here.
Yeah, but we got 3 lives.
Yeah, we're good, bro. We rattled
It's
this off, bro.
savage that they're going 6 and 7 are 2 Blues backs.
We rattled this off now, brother.
Okay, let's go down the back line.
Bodie.
Okay, not Bodie. Super, he wasn't there, was he? No, it wasn't.
Shit, you might be right.
No, he wasn't there. It was,
No, you're right.
It was...
Talia, Marc.
No.
Harry Plummer.
Harry Plummer, bro. He's Mr. Super. It's either him or Peter Feta.
That's not Harry. That's not Harry Plummer. Peter Feta didn't play as much late. I do know what you mean with Harry Plummer, though. He had a great year last year.
Because we're talking Super Rugby players.
You have a jam.
He was Iceman.
You have a jam.
He was
Marc
Iceman.
Talia will be one of these.
Marc Talia. What about Reeks?
He didn't score a try last year.
Okay, so you're saying not Reeks. Okay,
Reeks
that's
is
fine.
him, but Reeks didn't score a try last year,
That's
so I
fine.
wouldn't be surprised.
Fullback? Who was fullback? It was Peter Feta, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I would say it's Caleb Clark.
Caleb Clark. So you're saying
I would say it's Talia's guaranteed.
Okay.
Don't forget Zahn Sullivan.
Yep.
Shout out to Zahn. But it won't be Zahn. But
Zahn's
shout
a
out to Zahn.
gun too, eh? What a left foot.
But so I think you're right, Harry. Shit, you might be right with Harry.
Who's halfback? Christie.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have thought he was. No, he didn't make the interview at all with the All Blacks.
Okay.
Yeah, so but we're doing some. We're breaking it
We're-
down
yeah,
now.
right, guys.
Number 7,
Okay,
gentlemen.
number
Who
7.
are we picking? 3, 2, 1. Shaun.
Harry Plummer.
Go Harry Plummer.
Let's go. Come on now. Iceman.
Strike number 1.
Oh, but you don't put it up.
No.
Oh.
No, you've still got to go.
Can I ask a question?
Oh,
Can I ask a
T's
question?
and C's on that.
Can I ask you a question? Is Bodie eligible?
I
Nah.
think Bodie was playing for Toyota.
So he's not
at the
eligible
time.
for this
Nah,
list.
he's not.
Okay, just I want to clear. Who did you say? Harry Plummer?
I said
Now it's
Harry
starting to
Plummer.
I'm
Okay.
feeling a panic in the voice, guys.
So
Calm.
maybe then, after, if it's not that, then maybe we go the 2 OBs, the 2 wingers. Caleb Clark had a great year.
Well, so if it's
And
I
Marc
reckon-
Talia had a great year. So you go Caleb Clark and Marc Talia.
Shit, imagine if it is Reeks.
But you said he didn't score a try.
He didn't score a
Does
try
that
though.
mean-
Yeah,
but
yeah.
does that mean he
But
didn't
this
have
is
a
off
good
last
season?
year's form. I mean, you
Gentlemen, I'm going to need
Now
an
Caleb
answer.
made his way back into the All Blacks, so
Yeah.
I'd imagine it's probably Caleb.
Okay, Caleb Clark.
Caleb Clark in 7.
And-
So that's bull.
Okay, can we go Mark? It's got to be Marc Talia then. Has to be
But
Marc.
then who's 6? Who's
5.
better than Marc Talia?
4,
I don't know, but we can't. Who's
3,
Nah, Marc Talia is the
2.
best back in the Blues
1.
off last year's form.
I agree with you, but they don't.
But this is...
There's no one else, bro.
Lock it in,
well, you
Brook.
got to go
Who are you
Reeks
picking?
then. Like, who else is it? Because Mark's got 6. We comfortable with that? Or is you
No,
saying...
no, no. I would be, but I don't think. I think they've got it wrong. We haven't got it wrong. They've got it wrong.
No, but bro, we can't put Marc Talia in at 7. Because then
can.
who's going 6?
And then I think Caleb Clark's at 6. That's where I think they've got it the other way around.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's what I think they've done here.
Oh, I don't
See,
know about
see,
that.
they've. Oi, Shaun.
Okay.
We're
okay.
right.
I'll trust you. I trust you.
Okay, can we go Marc Talia? Now it gets
See,
funky. See,
that's
now it gets
crazy.
funky.
Now you're telling me that there was a better back in the Blues.
See, you got it wrong, New Zealand Herald. You
That's
got it
crazy.
wrong.
Now, I just have to remind you, taking last year's form and going into this season. So this is who they were predicting.
Bro,
would be
it's
that.
1 or 2. If we can get this one right, I promise you I can get the last 5. I know the last 5. I'll rattle them off. This has to either be Caleb Clark or Harry Plummer.
Mr. Super Rugby.
Mark, stop that.
I'm just saying.
Nah, don't do that ever again.
Hey, yes, Jack.
Now, you know what I'd do? I'd go Caleb Clark.
Yeah, he played his way back in the ABs, bro.
It
He had a great year.
Scared money don't make money. CC on the wing.
Tries. Okay,
Gentlemen,
go.
you cannot get another strike.
Yeah, I don't
if you
care.
strike out
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Caleb Clark.
this is
Caleb Clark,
The
lock it
grid
in.
beats
Caleb
you.
Clark.
CC. I don't like Doritos. I like CC's. Come on, Caleb Clark. Well, let me rattle this off. Do you want me to rattle off quick or what we want to do?
All right,
wait,
rattle it off
Harry
quick.
Plummer, Mr. Super Rugby.
Come on now. Will Jordan, Damian McKenzie, Hoskins Satutu, Cam Roygaard, Artie Savia. It's too easy for us now. The grid don't know us. Come on. You serious with that, Matua? Walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk. Hey!
You prepped that. Nothing like finishing the show by beating the grid, baby. Hey,
New Zealand Herald, you need us.
I just
Give
don't
us a call,
like
right?
the way he nonchalantly just went bang,
bang, bang, bang. I love it. I rate that. I'm here
It's
for
too
that.
easy for us now.
That is a show in the can,
Break it
team.
down.
We are back, team. When are we back? Thursday, Arvo?
Yeah, we're going to get it in. I'm off to Australia. Actually, to catch up with your mates, Jerome Hughes,
Ooh.
Big Nelson. He's
Okay.
going to be there as well. But we're doing a pop-up shout out to Media, to as well. If you're in Melbourne, come down and join us. It's going to be dope. But we'll get a show out on Thursday for you as a preview to the week coming up.
Show 2 of the week.
That's it.
Still getting my head around doing 2 shows a week, and I love it.
No flat.
But that was
No
fun,
flat.
team. Review
Let's
show
ouch.
done. We'll see you Thursday. Play on, baby.